Yo, what's up? Today we're going to look at T2OO, T2 biosystems. I want to keep you guys in the loop on this channel because, we make a lot of good calls, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to be buying this thing and where I'm going to ride it up to, where I'm going to take my profits and everything like that. So let's take a look at what it's been doing here. I've made a lot of plays on this in the past. Now, I did end up dumping it when it went up to about $1.80 or so last time, and I let it go when it fell below the monthly EMA at $1.44 or 37 or something. So we'll take a look at that in a few. So as you see here, we were in this like falling channel. We had a couple fake breakdowns, and now we've gotten some nice rounding bottom. This was around when I was playing it. Okay, I was playing it from this rounding bottom up to the peak, and we hit about $1.80 or so, and we got rejected, and then we fell down. Now, I was thinking we were falling down and going to go all the way back down in this channel. But now that I've been looking back at it, we actually have been consolidating above this breakout here. Now, the bottom of this channel that we're getting support on is at $1.07. We did have a little bit of a fake breakdown, but that seems to be a normal thing lately with these stock breakdowns. They have some kind of fake breakdown to fake people out, and then they blast off. So, this is just on the hourly, so we can see a clearer picture. But this was our fake break right here, where we came down. Now, we did create a nice W, and we've had a breakout since, as you see. So the RSI is starting to work its way up into the strength or the overbought area once it gets up there. So I expect it to come back down from here, potentially, and touch this 107 area, depending on how it works out. This is on the hourly, though, so it doesn't really have to come down that far. Depending on how high it comes up, whether it comes up to try to test some of these other moving averages or whatnot, it could come back down just to like this $1.11 area. This is my position right here. I'm going to enter at $1.11. Unless I see something alarming. Now, if it does decide to come down to this $1.07, I'm not going to freak out. I'm just going to buy more and bring my average down. If worse comes to worse, that's what I would do. Now, on the RSI, on the hourly, we still have a lot more we can come up anyway. So even if we do come up to this $1.24, where I'm trying to wait for a breakout, and then we get rejected, we could come back down and test this $1.11 area again. So that's why I'm kind of thinking this $1.11 is going to be a good point. Not only is it the 50 EMA on the 1 hourly, but it's also the 50 EMA on the monthly. So this is some very, very strong support that we got above. So for me, buying anything in this area is going to be a very, very solid point of interest. And that's why I'm looking into this thing. Now, it's still very, very low, and it still has a lot more room to run up. So it's not like we're buying at the top or anything like that, even though it had this run up. Looks like we already created a nice double bottom here. So we could end up potentially, like I said, coming down a little bit more back to this 111 once we get this run up, and then we'll be ready to take off. So, the 20 EMA on the 4 hourly is at $1.13. That's kind of where we're sitting on right now. Whether we're butting our heads against it right now or we're sitting on top of it, that I'm not sure. So we want to watch for the price to get above the $1.13 as well, because that could be a different scenario also, that it could come up, retest this $1.24, come down, retest the $1.13 for support instead of the $1.11, then we never get in. So we want to keep an eye on those two targets there for sure for an entry. So that's what I'll be watching, and I probably won't make a video again but we'll see how it goes. But I do expect this RSI to start climbing from here and getting back up in the territories where it was in the past, which is up by that line on the RSI there. So if you take a look at the MACD, why I expect this thing to continue moving up is we're about to get across in the 4 hourly. So this should potentially bring us at least to this $1.25 area, which is the 50 EMA on the 4 hourly, or $1.23. Now, if we can get above that, then we are going to be getting ready to break out. Now, we could break out any time now. We are towards the end of this pattern. I'm expecting more so in December 4th to December 7th, somewhere in that range. But, sometimes patterns will break out a little sooner depending on the volume that comes in and everything like that, or if anyone's watching this. So we could get a little double bottom down in this range here. We could go sideways from here, create another little consolidation, could come up, get rejected, come back down, retest something for support, and blast off. Either way, though, the clock's ticking. The daily MACD has turned up. The RSI, we got 2 touches already down below. So we already got our bounces here that we would look for. So we could roll over, create an inverse head and shoulders of some sort on the hourly. But for the most part, I'm thinking that we're going to continue moving up from here. So this is where I buy. Sometimes I'll buy a breakout when it gets above the $1.24, but it's a little harder to set stop losses at that point and easier to get stopped out. If you take a look at this, though, it kind of already looks like cup and handle. But as you saw, we broke out of this big triangle, came back down, and we're actually somewhat getting support within this range. Like, this is awesome. This is what we talk about a lot on this channel, is those breakouts and then those sideways consolidations above the old resistance. So, we were getting rejected up there, came back up, fake, we had a nice breakout. We didn't come up to a complete target. But if we were to take a measured move of this channel that we're in, our breakout target is $3.46. So that's the overall pattern breakout. So my guess is, I don't know what's up with my RSI. Why is it? My trend lines, why are they moving like that? It's weird. It's been happening a lot. I don't know if I clicked something weird. I'm going to have to look into that after this video. So if we take a measured move, well, first let's put our support line down with our little fake breakout we did. We'll connect the first 2 wicks. And, I didn't put this wick all the way, this trend line all the way up perfectly. So we'll go a little bit lower than that. See how it's moving around like that? Weird. So the breakout of this consolidation pattern is $2.42. So for me, that's going to be a sell from the majority of my position is going to be at 242. And if it wants to break out of that and go a little higher, maybe I'll sell a little bit more, a little bit above that, so on and so forth. But, I do expect it to go to 346, but the first resistance sell point, in my opinion, is going to be somewhere in this 242 area. And we'll take a look a little further in the video. Now, obviously, if this thing is a crapshoot and comes down, 68 cents is the trend line, I go guarantee you that it's not going to happen. Guarantee you. But if you're nervous, then you could buy at that 111 and put a stop loss at, I don't even know. I don't know if you do $1 or what. You'd have to look at your own risk reward. I don't see it going down there. I'm not worried about that at all. So you won't see me doing that. And if I have to sell above $1, below $1, then I will. But, I'm going to buy here most likely at this $1.11 area and load up some more if by chance it decides to give me anything below. But the daily 100 EMA is at $1.11. It did fall below it originally and it bought back up and now it's above it. So $1.10, $1.11, something like that. I think it's $1.11. And then the bottom of that trend line's at $1.05. So I don't think we're going to come back down to that bottom of the trend line again. But if we do, the targets, the numbers, so you don't have to freak out if it potentially does. I don't think it will, though. I think we're good from here. So we already got our bounce on our RSI on the daily, and we have a lot of room to run. This is going to be sweet. That's why I like buying down here on the RSI, because it gives us way more profits. Now, also another reason I don't think we're going to go below is because if you look here at all our recent lows, we've been creating higher lows throughout this whole trajectory here. And beforehand, we were creating higher highs. Now, we did have that one lower low, which is what caused me to sell. We were doing higher high, higher high, higher high, and then we did higher low. And I said, lower high, sorry. And I went, oh shit, this is the flip, the bearish flip potentially. So we sold, and I originally bought in, I think at $1.54, and then I ran it up to $1.80 and then I sold. So, we just did a little breakout trade in the past, and it worked out really well. So now I'm making another move, but this time I'm getting in a lot lower, and I'm pretty excited about this thing. So hopefully you guys, this isn't financial advice, of course, but I like to put things in people's radars and keep it on your watch list. And maybe this will be something you play with me, because we've been playing a lot of these things and making a lot of profits off of them. So, where we are now, we could continue to climb up slowly. This is most likely going to be our bottom right here, though. This is our lower high. Higher low. Jesus. Right there was our bounce. Created a nice W with a bear trap there. So eventually we will break out of this thing, maybe come up, and then potentially we could tread sideways, create some other consolidation pattern above this pattern. Now, even if we were to potentially come back down and retest like the area of this pattern here, in later on, first off, we want to break out of this $1.20 area, and depending on where it is, it could be $1.24, it could be $1.20. It depends on when we decide to reach the top of this channel. Now, if we were to break out, let's see, if we broke out like a little later in December, 230. If we break out a little sooner, 242. Something like that. So those are your areas. But what I was getting to is if we do decide to consolidate out of this pattern later on, once we do break out to this 242, the lowest that I see us coming after that, if we were to retest this pattern, supposedly like we seem to do in a lot of charts, is $1.34 would be the lowest. And I'll show you that in a few. But as you see here, we had this rounding bottom. Now this right here, to me, looks like a cup and handle formation. So this could be a huge cup and handle, which could bring us on the RSI, depending on when we break out, all the way up into this range here, which could somehow confluence with this 242 or even higher, depending on how this works out. I mean, FOMO starts to kick in and pushes prices up a little higher than targets at some points, but us being strategical swing traders, sometimes you still got to just put yourselves in your areas that you expect it to go and ignore the FOMO, people FOMOing in. So you'd sell half your position at 242, and that would be more than a double as it is. So if you want to just take the double, sell at 222 or something, that's just fine. I like to sell on doubles. Most of the time I sell half on doubles, and then let the rest of your, then you're just playing with house money potentially. You let your profits ride, so you get your initial investment back, and then you let your profits ride. However you want to play, it's up to you. If you want to take all your profits, just sell it all and move into something else. Something's up with my freaking thing today, because it's, I'm making this measured move here, and it's just going all over the place. Now my chart's all funky. Holy shit. What do we got going here? Just bear with me for a second while I figure out what the hell is going on. I want to take a measured move of this cup and handle. So I'm going to do my trend line here. Come on, let me grab it. No, I don't want you. I want you. Oh, what the hell? Look at how skinny it's going. Why is it moving around like that? That ain't accurate. Holy shit, dude. What is going on with this thing? Well, anyway, so price target probably will line up somewhere with this 242. I wish I could figure it out, but the cup and handle breakout could bring us up to that same. It could probably confluence perfectly with our breakout target, and then it would all make even more sense. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just waking up here. I overslept today. All right, so we had technical difficulties with this chart, and I cut out a few things in this video. So I'll start from here. So on the monthly here, as you see what's going on, the room that we still have to come up. Now, this is our first set of resistance here is $1.47. So we have to be, that's going to be another point of, something to watch is this 20 monthly EMA is at $1.47. So in order to get to that 242 price target, we're going to need a lot of volume, or we're going to blast right through it, or we're going to get a little bit rejected there, and we could potentially get rejected at the $1.47, come back down to retest this pattern for support at $1.25, and then move back up slowly, or who knows how it's going to work out. But our 50 EMA is up at 346 on the monthly. Now, if you look at this pattern here, it's looking pretty sweet. At 378 is our 50, actually. But, look at over here on the monthly, we had a green TD9 flash that's been ignored for a very long time now. Now, unless these few green candles, monthly candles we got prior were the reasons for those green candles was from that monthly TD9, that's very possible. So that might actually not be something to share. But we do actually look like we were creating some type of head and shoulders on the monthly, which is pretty sweet. So we got the cup and handle on the weekly, we have double bottoms on the daily, and we have potential head and shoulders patterns on the monthly. So obviously prior we had bearish divergence. That is what brought us up, showed straight across on the RSI, and we're showing lower on the right on the price action. And even with that weekly bearish divergence, we didn't drop that severely, which is pretty sweet to see. I mean, about a 30-40 cent drop, I guess. But that's not too bad. Now my chart's acting funny again. What the hell? This is making for a shitty video. I don't know why it's doing all that on me. But overall, this thing's looking sweet. I'd look out for this thing, and I'm going to probably end it here because we're just having a lot of issues here. So that's going to be it. Keep your eye on T2 Biosystems. Peace.